also known as Zogran Mamdani. At St. Patrick's Day Parade, Mayor Mamdani says of United Ireland, as someone who believes in the principle of self-determination, I think that we should be something extended, should also be something extended to the Irish. Sounds like he favors a referendum. Indeed, I do, Governor Hochul says when asked if she supports a reunited Ireland. Elaborating on his comments from earlier about Irish solidarity with Palestine, Mamdani says what we've seen time and time again is that it has been the Irish who have been standing up whenever there has been a person or a people oppressed. Okay? Getting outflanked by Kathy Hochul on this issue is so funny, especially because, like, in American history, as far as like the Irish efforts, as far as Irish efforts goes, like there are American Republican congresspersons that were actively fundraising to get weapons for the IRA. Okay. This is one of the only instances where Americans have been cool and on the correct side of a people's emancipatory movement. Okay. Partially because it's against England and against British Empire, partially because there's a lot of Irish diaspora here in the United States of America. But it is very funny. It is very funny that this was terribly embarrassing to take from Zoran. First of all, it's the most inconsequential one. It's not serious. I'm not being serious at all when I make fun of him for this. Okay? I'm not even in any way, shape, or form being sincere with my criticisms. This is totally just like a joke. However, he's the fucking mayor. No. Because it's an inconsequential thing. It's so inconsequential that Donald Trump is in favor of it, and so is Kathy Hochul, and I believe it was Matt Iglesias who said this is the most right-wing position that a New York mayor has ever taken. Okay? And he's right. Zoran Mamdani's initial point on Irish reunification was technically more right-wing than any prior New York political figure. Yeah, look, it's not even a joke. And it's only because this is the one instance where Americans universally consider this to be a done thing. Like, they're like, yes, liberate Ireland, unite Ireland. There's only one Ireland. No holds barred. That's why it's funny. It's one of those things where, like, every single person is in unison, totally on the side of, like, the Irish emancipatory movement in the United States of America, except Zoran is doing this like, oh, I don't want to fuck this up. Oh, I don't know.
And then on Ireland, you've talked about the importance of self-determination and international law. Do you support a united Ireland?
It's funny. Wow.
I got to be honest, I haven't thought enough on that question. I have to say, though, that I am incredibly appreciative of the privilege to lead a city where...
Bro, I mean, there's this, by the way, this doesn't mean anything. This is not real, okay? Before people get like in their fucking feelings, okay? Before people get in their feelings, he just doesn't know anything. That's it. He's a very smart guy. He's a very good mayor, okay? And I think a lot of people assume, like, when someone is primed on Gaza, when someone is like very aware of American imperialism and like Palestine, Western imperialism in Gaza, that like they know everything about, you know, the ways in which empires work or revolutionary or emancipatory movements overseas. No, he just doesn't fucking know what to say. It's the same principle behind him being asked about Venezuela and then him going, yeah, Venezuela and Cuba both are run by corrupt, tyrannical dictators. It's like, no, he just doesn't fucking know shit. He, like, that's it. And a lot of people think like, no, these guys are, I mean, the guy running for mayor should know all this stuff, which I think someone like Zoran should know this stuff, but like clearly it's an irrelevant point. Like, this is not a significant point for the New York mayor. For me, I find this more illustrative of just the way he operates, where he's like, one, there are blind spots in his education when it comes to internationalism, which is very clear, right? And two, he always is like scared. He's just like very scared to say something that's going to come across as offensive. And it's funny because it's like, dude, it's okay. It's okay. Okay. Zoran, Sons of Ulster, Mamdani. Zoran, Unionist Mamdani. It's just like, again, it's just, for me, it's just not a significant issue at all. It's so inconsequential and so insignificant that like even Kathy Hochul is like, yeah, of course, unite Ireland. Like, you know what I mean? It's not a thing.
Irish Americans have played such a critical role in this city. We know that when it comes...
Dude, he's like, a united Ireland reminds me of a united Ireland reminds me of the initiatives that I've taken place in this beautiful city, the greatest city of all time, New York City, of uniting all of the tenants in their united struggle against bad landlords. It reminds me of the affordability agenda. He's just, everything goes back to the affordability agenda with this motherfucker, bro. I swear to God. If I can unite the 5 boroughs in fighting for an affordability agenda, I believe Ireland can also be united in fighting against British Empire. The SA should do better political education for their members. I think like they do all right. They do all right. They have different caucuses. This is like, you know, I think like anti-Zionism has become like a individual thing, and then like anti-war or like internationalism is totally separate. And remember, it's just the average person's knowledge on this stuff is so bad. Yeah, he had 2 follow-ups here. Let's see.
The story.
Yet?
Sorry?
Have you had a chance to think more about a united Ireland?
There's always more to learn, but I can tell you as someone who believes deeply in the principle of self-determination that I think that should also be extended to the Irish. And I think when it comes...
Bro, it's like it's like Cat Abu Ghazaleh. Bro, they're gonna cook his ass. The first moment that they ask him about Taiwan, he's going nuclear first strike. It's so over. I swear to God. Oh, buddy. Oh, brother.
to the future of Ireland, the best people to listen to are the...
Heart of Empire is corrupting. No, you guys operate on this boundary that this is like a principled, well thought out stance that Zoran arrived at off of his own interpretation of historical events and you know the emancipatory effort of the Irish is just him trying to be safe, brother. He doesn't know. He just doesn't know anything. It's understandable. You forget. I think many of you partially take for granted this space that I have created for you, and you don't have any understanding of what the average person's opinion on this shit is. Not only that, but also you don't remember a time when you didn't know anything about the history of Ireland, right? You came in here, you learned about it because I've covered it quite a bit. I went to Ireland, and now you assume every American should have the exact same fucking knowledge on these issues. That's it. And then you assume like, oh, he's pulling a Barack Obama. I think like the arguments are much easier to understand. For the average person, he's the mayor of New York. What the fuck does he know about Irish history, you know? That's it. You were backing provisional IRA before the Ireland trip. Yes, because this is my fascination. This is my interest. Also, you have to remember, I wasn't raised in the United States of America. When you're not raised in the United States of America, your starting position is very different. A lot of people in here don't realize that I'm giving them a perspective that might be commonly shared by a lot of people that's outside of the United States of America. I didn't grow up in the fucking imperial core. I grew up in a vassal state. But when you grow up not in the imperial core, you develop a very different understanding of American interventions, things of that nature, and you might even be fascinated with like different groups that have actively fought back against Western imperialism. And that's it. That's where it comes from. At the end of the day, Zoran got his education in New York City. Zoran is an American, okay? Through and fucking through. He has a little bit of that internationalist framework, given who his father is, given who his mother is, given his lived experience as well. But like, you got to remember, like, there's going to be shortcomings here. It's fine. This is not like a sincere framework that he's operating off of. It's just him trying to be as safe as possible without knowing, when he doesn't have all of the information. He just tries to play it safe, which I respect. I get it. Like, especially because this is the most inconsequential thing. I'm just joking. I'm memeing. I need everybody to understand. When I'm clowning on this take, that's coming from jokes.
Pleasure of doing so as the mayor of this city, and I look forward to having that pleasure for weeks and months and years to come.
So you're going to sign the buffer zone?
Are you going to sign the buffer zone bill? Why won't you answer?
Well, it's 26 plus 6.
Anyway, I've seen several people with vastly different political ideologies tweet this with vague posts about how the answer is obvious, and I cannot for the life of me imagine why the mayor of New York or any non-limey should give a shit about this. Yeah, I think it's utterly irrelevant because it's like a established rallying cry. It's almost safe. It's one of the safest, cool foreign policy positions that like every American politician can get on board with. I think if any American politician were to come out and just be like, oh, I don't know about a united Ireland, people would be like, get the fuck out. What are you talking about? It's one of those things. It's like, it's a given. Yeah, it'd be silly to assume Hochul and others have a firmly held belief / philosophy behind their support of this. Exactly. Like, that's my point, right? Austin Ox popped off on this. The bit where we ask him increasingly unrelated foreign policy questions is really funny, especially because he cannot become U.S. president. I love that. Out here posting like this. Sounds like people are fishing for something to be mad about. It is crazy that like everything he says, look, I'm going to be very honest with you, okay? I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm going to reveal something. Zoran very clearly has tremendous international presence, okay? I think he recognizes that, right? And because of that, things that he says about American foreign policy are actually very relevant, and I think he recognizes that as well. I worry sometimes about how he considers international policy and an internationalist framework to be somewhat of a distraction. I worry about that quite a bit. And the reason why I say that is because, like, people do take his word. People do care about his perspective. They see him as the guy, whether he wants to be that guy or not. Whether he just wants to fucking keep his head down and be a great mayor or not, it doesn't matter, right? And I personally want him to come out with a clear statement on what the American government is doing to Cuba, which might actually offend the Trump administration a little bit, which he might not want to do because he has a lot of he's backing the admin right now for a lot of these like development projects. But I know that Zoran has the capability of massaging that narrative in a way where it doesn't offend Trump's sensibilities too much. Maybe you just partition it with like Marco Rubio. Maybe you blame Marco Rubio or whatever. But I want him to come out and make a statement about Cuba. And I've told him this. Okay? Like, there is a way to do it. There's a way to craft it in a way that won't offend Donald Trump. But I think it's important for this exact reason, because even when it's like silly shit, like a united Ireland, right? Even when it's a silly thing like the United Ireland, like it dominates the media